welcome back to my channel. So I hope everyone is doing okay. Thanks to all my new and old subscribers. I thank you all for the support that you have been showing me, and I hope you guys continue to support me henceforth. I love you guys, and please stay safe. So let's get into this video. I was asked what are my thoughts on virtual schooling, which is online schooling, online classes, you name it. So there are both advantages and disadvantages to this thing as it relates to virtual schooling. And by the end of the day, I would say all boils down to the individual themselves and where their mindset is at, and parents for the toddlers and younger children. Because it's going to take a lot more than it would take being in a physical classroom, having physical, contact, learning, visual, everything. You don't have such. So at home, it's either your parents or you or some family member is going to make certain stuff, or you use the actual electronic wise, as in using the internet. So let's get into them. My first thought on this is that when you're in school, it requires less discipline, and it imposes a structure on the person. When you're doing classes online, it requires discipline, a whole lot of discipline. Why? The children are home, they're in their comfort zone, it's their home. So you'll find children running up and down, playing, eating, doing everything else other than actually attending the class. Even if the class is going on, they'll be running behind mommy, behind bigger sister. The TV, they want to watch that too. They don't want to pay attention to what's going on. And you have some children who are so inquisitive, they want to see what's on the next side. So they'll be like, oh, this is what taking place in Johnny place, this is what taking place in Fred place. And they'll pay every other thing that moves mind on that screen instead of actually listening to the teacher and what the teacher is saying. And the next thing is that most homes are without internet or any electronic device to make it possible for children to access these classes. While at school, you have computers in the libraries, which will give children access to the internet. At home, most persons don't. In universities, the same. Not everyone actually is lucky or in a situation where these stuff are actually accessible to them or at unreach or so on. So it's make it more difficult for those set of persons. And as I say, the attention span and discipline is at a higher peak while at home, because children, toddlers especially, their attention span is like this. Anything that moves around them, they lose focus of what's in front of them, and they then turn to whatsoever is happening around them. So if teacher is talking and teaching and a little sister or brother run past with a game, hello, that child on that class is done right there, because their attention is actually to go and play the game as well. So it's now down to parents to actually discipline their children, to say, hey, you're going to sit, you're going to have the class until the class is finished before you can have this or before you can have that. Which most parents, put it this way, are not at home. So such won't be done. These children will be loose, gallivanting all around. Only some now who knows that they have strict parent will actually sit and watch some. They'll go attend this part. They'll be gone for the next claiming they're going to the bathroom, which it takes 2 hours to go come back, and you name it. These are the stuff that are happening. The discipline for most children, even some who knows that their parents are strict because the parents are maybe not at home, they still do this stuff. And the bigger sister, our brother, our sibling, our caregiver sometimes can't even talk to them because they're at home. And so now they're like, I'm home, comfort zone, everything. They do what they think is best for them, in a sense. The next one is the demand and heavy scheduling. While at school, teachers have to actually do more. They have to come with more presentable, with more stuff. They have to come with the teaching plan, everything well structured and ready to be implemented. Yes, even on online schooling, they do have to prepare these stuff, but with technology, it's way more easier. You don't have to come and pin down to the blackboard or come with the PowerPoints and set it up there. You can actually email it to the children beforehand and all them stuff, which would make it even easier, so they would actually follow you while you go through stuff like such. But this is it again, does these children have internet? Does these children understand how to do certain stuff or how to access certain information? Because with the internet, everything is at your fingertips. You can access everything there is. But the thing is, does these children or parents or whoever is home with them have that knowledge to actually guide these children as well as the teacher is doing online to get to the point where they're supposed to be at? That's the next question. Sometimes they don't. School specific lifestyle and so on. Yes, when you're at school, you're expected to act a certain way, talk a certain way, sit a certain way in certain circumstances, you know, more professional, more business like. You get that actual training. And their children are even us adults, you know, try to maintain such, but you're more at, as I say, a comfort level zone. So you do this way instead of that way, which you expected of you, just like even the uniform. While at home, most children will not take up that uniform unless the parents force it on them to sit in front of that monitor. They'll be like, Mommy, I'm home, or Daddy, I'm home, I don't have to. Or even if they do, the shoes are so on gone and all them stuff, they're not wearing half of that. You understand? Yes. So the whole lifestyle, specific lifestyle, there's gonna be a big differ with those who are actually schooled virtually. Permits children to travel. Yes, virtual schooling. You could be on the bus with your earphone or earbuds, I should say, in your ears, having class while going to wheresoever you're going to be. While if you're at school, you have to sit in the classroom. That's the only place you're going to access the class, in the classroom. The work given right there on point. Some colleges and so on, you know, you get them via email and any other way in which these colleges and so on use. But as for smaller children, mainly teachers like to give them stuff like in books and so on, which, you know, it's at the children level of understanding and all them stuff. Because most children, it's very hard for children to actually adapt to electronics. That's our some children are very smart, but to those who don't have access to such, it takes a longer while. They're more used to doing the drawing in the book, writing in the book, instead of the whole typing or, you know, selecting on a monitor. So that's another thing. Activities, well, while at school, you may have a better advantage because you can actually look around to see what's going on if you're the one only correct in this or that, and get help there. When you're doing virtual schooling, you have to do a bit more communication to actually know if you're on the right track, if you're not. Because while at school, you could walk over to a friend and look and say, hey, help me now, and you get the help directly. While via virtual schooling, you're gonna have to wait on someone responding to you and telling you what to do, guiding you along the way and so on. So yes, the time span there is a hell of a lot of things. But here in Jamaica, it's sad to say, not a futuristic look. I will say that is going to be great in a sense. I know over time it will change, but the actual starting of such, or the imposing of this on children, it's not looking okay, because most children are not taking this easy. Parents are getting aggressive, you know, impatient, delusional for some, you name it, because they have to actually schedule out a timetable, a timesheet to say, I need to spend time to make sure my child does this or have this done. And it's more work for them other than the teachers to some point, because most of what they would send the children at school to have teachers do, now it's on them to make sure it is done. And so they may complain and get agitated and everything, saying, hey, this better happen and that better happen. But the reality of it is, most time what the teachers usually do when we have face-to-face schooling was supposed to be parents' work. So now parents now have their work to continue with and have it done in a sense. Yes, parents work and so on, so that's another factor which is at a disadvantage for some children, because parents are not at home to guide them, to say this is supposed to be done, that's supposed to be done. But I believe that in due time, you know, we'll all reach that point where things are looking better, but for now, it's not. It's really not looking nowhere near great at this point. Second thing, the educational level or standpoint of the parent or guardian. Most parent or guardian did not graduate from certain levels while they were in their teens or childhood stage. They dropped out of school. Parents didn't have the money to send them. They had too many siblings, only a few get to go to school. And so their educational level is very shallow. And so they were so dependable on face-to-face schooling to actually get their children to a better standpoint. So, you know, to be elevated, to be the ones to be the, you know, the breakthrough, everything of the family. And so with this online thing now, it's stressing them out on a whole. Some of the actually higher personal teachers or individuals who are in college or, you know, have a higher educational standpoint to help or assist them with such, because they can do it for their children. The internet is a big buzz for persons, because most persons don't have the internet, don't have electronics, and so they're suffering. Or even though some persons have, the signal maybe not that strong, and so they can access this, they don't have access to that, and then schoolwork piling up. You have some parents with more than 5-6 children, and they're all using one laptop, so you know that going. All of them are in school, so it's term by term. You first go, then I go, and that cannot work for many. So you know, most are at a big disadvantage, a very big one. And so that's all I have to say as it relates to virtual schooling. What is your point? What is your stand-up view on it? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. I really want to know what you think and what you have seen so far, and we can have, you know, an interactive conversation. As I said before, guys, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys, and until the next video, I see y'all.